Hello, welcome to XPath Productions C++ coding, I guess. I don't know. I'm new to C++. I'm not claiming this is a tutorial on how to do something. This is just me showing what I have learned so far. Anyways, so right now I am creating something kind of like a RPG type thing, and this is just going to be showing how I've done character movement and environment maps and reading from files and outputting, just basic. So I started out, you got a hashtag include these things. This is, I assume, for graphical input. This is to allow you to read from files. This is to allow you to use the sleep function, which is essentially a delay. This is to allow you to use string variables. Not too sure. Like, I know what they do, I just don't know how to. Like, I know you need them. That's pretty much all I know. Using namespace, std, or standard basically allows me to, when I see out, or I like to say count because whatever, it's me. You don't have to put like std count, something along those lines. I've actually never used it beforehand. Okay, this void go-to xy int is my go-to, or essentially, if you've ever used Turing, it would be a locate xy. Basically allows me to locate characters on the screen, and then this is to initialize the program, and this is to start it, and it's kind of unorganized, but this is to open, I guess, the function, the main function. So this chunk of code, we'll start out with this chunk of code, and I'll tell you what this does. Yeah, so this chunk of code right here is basically the welcome to ASCII RPG, because that's what it is, and you maximize the window, and it's basically just an output. So if I start the program, it'll slowly output welcome to ASCII RPG, maximize the window, please. Next is my, this is to read from my file all the way down to here. This is reading from my file. This allows me to pull data in from a txt file and then display it. This right here, all the way down to, I think, about here, is displaying the character and allowing you to move pressing a button. So I don't know how to explain this. You'd use a char variable, which goes with a getch, and the getch basically allows you to input, but it kind of keeps on taking input from the keyboard, so it keeps checking the keyboard for input, allowing you to input. A while loop, while 1 is equal to 1, this loop shall go. So as long as 1 equals 1, the loop will go, and since 1 will always equal 1, the loop is infinite. So this is an infinite while loop. This is to initialize the while loop, and then this is to close the while loop down here. If is an if statement, obviously. If a is equal to 77, or in, like on the keyboard, 77 is a right arrow key. So if a is equal to 77, then xm will equal +1, or xm equals xm plus 1, which increases the xm value. The xm value is right here. The xm value is currently set to 0 because that's your x value on the console window. Well, let's start with this. This go to xy, then co, and this is your character. This will output your character on the screen. This is your go to xy, so it will go to xm and xy, or ym, which will output, so it will output whatever these are equal to. And if you press this, it will increase this, which will allow my character to move across the screen. Only right now, because I'm just starting out. Now, this one right here, because if I didn't have this in, actually let's just show you, let's comment this out. So let's comment this stuff out. Pretty sure it'll still work without that. Yeah, it will. So it's gonna welcome. You gotta maximize because it doesn't like to work unless I maximize it because of my output file. Welcome, walk using arrow keys. I gotta take out the maximize please because it already tells you beforehand. If I press the right arrow key, it'll output. It actually won't let me move, which is peculiar. But anyways, it would output, but it would show. I can't point to it. It'll show, but it won't clear behind it. So the output of the star will leave stars behind. So it'll just make a line of stars. I commented this out. That's why. Alright, I'll show you now. So you just maximize the window. Now I can output and see it leaves behind a trail of stars behind it. But since we want it to look like the character is actually moving across the screen, we don't want that. So in order to do that, to get around this, we have this, which is xm minus 1. So basically whatever xm is minus 1. So this here will output before, like it will output at this variable, and then this one will output a blank one, basically, essentially, erasing the star behind it. And then basically you'll have an invisible eraser following your character. So when I run this window, or game, if you can even call it that, it'll output the character moving across the screen, and there will be no, obviously, there's no star behind it. Now these kin.gets, basically, I don't actually need them right now, but when I get to the end of my program, or any program you write, actually, I'll show you what happens. So we'll just copy this. Now we'll just see out, hello, and this, and then we just close it, or close this, then we're gonna save, just save it to my thing, call it whatever you want to call it. .cpp for C++, and then if you press F5, see, it won't show anything. Basically the kin.gets allow me to output and then stop the window from closing because it's waiting for input. So if I press enter twice, so I got both of its input, it satisfied both of those. He cheated apparently. He satisfied both of satisfies both of those commands, and then it goes to the end. But since there's nothing else here, the program decides to close itself. I don't care. Cool. Turn that off now. Anyways. Alright, now the rest of this. So this void go to x or int ey. This is basically the rest of my go-to function. You initialize it up here, you call it here, and then you finish it down here. It actually took me forever to figure this out. I'm not really exactly sure how it works, but whatever, it works. It works enough. So yeah, that's this program so far. I'm going to add on to it. This isn't actually going to be the game I'm making, but I originally started learning Turing, and I didn't, like, it's a learning language, and I'm taking a class for C++ in about 6 months, but seeing as I'm kind of impatient and I really wanted to learn C++, I decided to start teaching myself. Yeah, so this is all my stuff, like the C++ Bible I made. It's my Bible. This is basically just changing what I know from Turing, so puts and gets, to what I already know of, or to C++ language, which I've kind of started to learn how to do, because I'm impatient and I did not want to wait for a C++ class. So yeah. Anyways, so eventually what I'm going to do, this is just testing basically character movement, reading from files, putting all this together into one program and trying to create enemy AI and stuff like that. Collision, I know that's another thing I haven't actually mastered, even Turing. I never tried it actually. Collision, so like when you hit a wall, you stop moving. I'm pretty sure it's easy. I have some ideas on how I would achieve that. Yeah, so this is just teaching me how, and then eventually I'm going to learn how to input pictures. I think you have to use FFML, something along those lines, and music, and I'm not exactly sure how to do that either, but I'll learn. And then I'm going to be able to make, I'm going to end up actually making a small RPG to start out with. But yeah, this is what I have so far. So yeah, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe, and tune in next time.